And we are live. Welcome to the Morning Lew with David Lew. It's another beautiful morning in the Be the Pop studios today. Hopefully, everyone's doing well, sipping their coffee. I just got a little cup here just to keep me going for this beautiful morning. It is July 3rd, 2020. I wrote stuff down. This is serious. I got video links. This is very real. We're going to have a good morning today. And I hope you're having a good morning. Let me know in the thread how you guys are doing. Uh, oh, Kevin C's. What's up, my brother? Should I let you autocorrect? Should I let you correct it? No, I'm throwing it up. What's up, man? Considering going live over this pregnant girl pulling a gun in defense. Oh, that I saw a little snippet of that. Probably get into that. It's pretty heavy for the morning, but we'll see. Sarah Kennan, good morning to you. You beautiful girl, you beautiful woman, you. Happy early 4th of July. Happy early 4th of July. What an interesting 4th of July it is. Whew, I tell you. We're doing what we can over here, trying to keep the positivity going. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm very excited to jump in and talk about some stuff. I'm going to get some links ready. You guys can go ahead and leave some comments. Let me know what you're doing today. 4th of July plans, have they changed for you? Are they augmented at all a little bit? Social distancing? Where are you at with all of that? Are we wearing red, white, and blue face masks? So many things to talk about. So many things. First, I'm going to be very self-serving right now and talk about myself for a little bit because it's the David Lew. It's the Morning Lew with me. I get to talk about me a little bit. Some of you are probably like, you talk about yourself enough, bro. Like, really though? Like, you don't talk about yourself? You got lighting for this moment. You know what I'm saying? It's true. I do. People seem to like it. If there was no one watching, I wouldn't do it, you know? So wanted to talk about something that was cool that happened. So I've been doing trivia hour for, man, going on 2 months now. It's been going great. Everyone's having a good time doing it. We've had winners from all over. The last Harry Potter episode, we had a winner from Australia that won. Don't know who that person was. She seemed lovely girl. Knew her Harry Potter, let me tell you. She dominated the entire time, if I remember correctly. Hashtag Harry Potter nerd gave her a run for her money the entire time. It was close. But it was a 2-horse race the entire time. It was very exciting to watch. I'm actually editing some video today to make a little sizzle reel and for Trivia Hour. And we had a special guest a few episodes back, Mikey Winfield, a comedian a lot of local comics know. Some fans of his up here. He's originally from Sacramento. He was a guest on our show for The Office. So he was on a couple episodes of The Office, got to talk about his experience with that. Hoping to have some more guests depending on the theme. Got some tricks up my sleeve, been reaching out. The Morning Lew Show. I like that. Maybe I should call it that. The Morning Lew Show. Let's see how that looks. The Morning Lew Show. I like the sound of that. Gabe Soto. Someone told me I should have a late night show, which makes more sense based on my sleeping patterns. I don't know why I'm up right now. So let's see how this looks. You guys let's see how's that looking. The Morning Lew Show. It's official because it's right there. It's right there. I did have the idea of calling it Kicking It with David, which I was stoned one night and came up with this nice little logo right there. Look at that. Kicking It with David. But now that I'm looking at it sober, it's kind of like it's saying stop kicking it with David. So maybe I shouldn't have a stop sign. Like I don't know what my idea was behind that, was making it Kicking It with David, but I digress. So I'm going to show you guys some exciting stuff that happened today. Let's see if I can pull it up for you. Here we go. Look at that. Got an article written for me here. Local newspaper. Trivia Hour with David Lew makes useless trivia useful. Now, if that's not just, a high regard. Thanks to Tony Wade, who called me. We did a nice phone interview. Super great guy. He's also from my hometown of Fairfield, California, uh, which is a very interesting place. One comic said, I'm going through the comments here. You guys are very nice. Mickey Joseph is saying I'm looking great. Thank you. The one that made me laugh was my beautiful wife chiming in. David, you're losing viewers. Keep it going. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Kathleen. Like I said, the comment thread goes crazy whenever I jump on live. Heather Weber, people are going to start having conversations now on the side, and that's awesome. I'm just here to bring people together. So everyone's saying hi. So yeah, I had a nice article written. If you guys want to look at that really quick, let's see. Comedian David Lew, Fairfield native, killing two quarantine birds with one stone when he launched an interactive online game show called Trivia Hour with David Lew. He says a lot of nice things in here. My friend and I are both obsessed with the TV show The Office. That is a shout out to Derek Glacia, who's been instrumental in working each trivia show. So that's been nice. Nice little read up. You guys can check it out. I posted links on Facebook and Twitter and all that jazz. I wanted to share you guys that. So, and then later today, we're actually going to talk about the future topics that we're having. I'm going to announce the topics ahead of time, and then you guys will be able to sign up ahead of time. And also started a text campaign. And basically, all you have to do, if you just want to get, information about Trivia Hour as far as like when it's going to happen, what are the future themes, I started a text campaign. So all you have to do is text the word trivia to 42828. Now you're probably like, I'm not going to remember that. That's why it's down here. Ba-bam. So yeah, so just text trivia to 42828 and you'll get all the updates. You'll get notifications right before we go live, right before signups are about to start for our future episodes. Right now we have Harry Potter coming up. We are wrapping that up. We have 2 more episodes where we're covering the films. After that, big announcement here. I'm going to take this sign down. Kicking it with David. Stop kicking it with David. The next show that's going to take place after I thought did I not talk to her about that? I have a friend, a very good friend of mine, who has been doing trivia. She's been doing it way better than I, because she's been doing it live with people in person, like people at a bar. Remember bars? You used to be able to go in there and casually hug people and say, "Hey, how's it going?" That feels like a long time ago. So she's been doing trivia, and now she's doing it on Facebook, and the comment thread is just ridiculous. There's a lot of people working on that one. She said bring Chelsea on for one and have our 2 favorite hosts together. I will definitely do that. I'm going to talk to her and see which topic she would want to collab on, and then we can go to town on that. I feel like we talked about that before. Maybe not. So that's enough of that for Trivia Hour. Very excited about that. Some film news. So here's the thing. I'm a nerd about a lot of things. I just got into K-pop. All right. Viewers are either going to go down or grow up on this. I have Mark Abrigo, a good friend of mine, comedian, podcaster, personality, one of the top Backstreet Boy fans in the world. Like, he's been acknowledged by the Backstreet. Like, he is one of the top male fans of the Backstreet Boys. Went to the cruise, hung out with the Backstreet Boys, was celebrated the entire cruise. Not to say I'm a little jealous, but I digress. He has been telling me that K-pop is where it's at, and I don't know if you guys listen. Let me know if you guys listen to K-pop in the comment thread, but I couldn't wrap my head around it. I had seen some clips and it felt like something I would be into, except nobody's speaking English. And then I'm hearing a little bit of English in the songs. Plus there's like 15 people in each group. I'm like, how am I supposed to enjoy a group with like 15 people? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Oh. So anyway, I got into that, but let's talk about some film news, which I geek out about movie stuff. And what's today, y'all? What has come out today on Disney Plus? That's right, Hamilton is on Disney Plus. Whew! How many of you guys have seen Hamilton? I I personally have never seen it. I'm not gonna lie, I've not seen, and I've avoided every possible song that I could avoid because I can't wrap my head around listening to a musical before watching the movie. Um, or sorry, watching the musical. And so I've heard One Shot is the only song that I can tell you that I've heard. And it was very disappointing that I heard it, but I loved it. And I was like, oh, this makes me want to hear it more. So I cut it off there. Yesterday, I was in the car with Kathleen and my daughter, Sydney, and plugged my ears. They were singing a song called Senseless, Timeless, Hopeless, something like that. And had to ignore it because I'm trying not to. I'm so excited about Hamilton. I was supposed to watch it with Kathleen live due to some scheduling issues. My calendar was not updated, and I was out of town the night that we bought the tickets. So I was very bummed out about that. Um, but alas, last night at midnight, it's available. And then for those of you that don't know, the idea was Disney bought the distribution rights for Hamilton. They were going to release it in theaters in October of 2021. Obviously, little thing called COVID happened, and our world got turned upside down. And so I don't know what the reasoning behind it was. Regardless, they decided to release it on July 3rd, 2020. So here we are, and it's available. And I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it. I've seen screenshots of people already watching it. Um, we're having a watch party tonight, which I'm very excited about. We're going to look up possibly some themed snacks that I've looked up online. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. Very excited. And see, people had issues everywhere. I had tickets for things. Everyone had tickets for things, and the world shut down. And apparently, we now live in a world where politics is sprinkled into every action that we take for some reason. Um, it might be too deep to get into in the morning because it's a beautiful day today, right? We're supposed to be positive. I do like new ideas. I think uh, instead of expounding and yelling at each other with statistics that back up um, our opinions, because I remember there was in my high school there was a teacher who taught statistics, and the name of the class was lies, more lies, and statistics. And that's basically what he taught us. Like, he taught us, like, you can make numbers say whatever you want them to tell you, and you have to look deeper than whatever number you're given. And I think it's great. Was it Mr. We got a Fairfield High graduate, Brandon Carrera. How you doing, buddy? Mr. Long. Was it Mr. Long? I can't remember the name of my math. Math was my least favorite subject, so I don't remember those teachers. I remember Mr. Dickerson sounded like the counselor from South Park, Mr. Garrison. Mr. Dickerson caught me cheating in geometry in 10th grade. And he's like, I think you cheated him. And he was right. Super right. He he caught me cheating. What I did, this is another digression, but it's a true story. We took a test in geometry. This was very well into the year, and it was very obvious geometry was not my bag. And we had a test, and it was too hard to finish in class. And so Mr. Hickerson said, this is a test that you guys can work on tomorrow. You can finish it in class tomorrow. And I had a tutor at the time because my parents thought there was hope for me and my math capabilities. And so I had a tutor, and the tutor was really cool. She was a family friend, still is a family friend. And I wrote down all the questions from the geometry test, ran to her house, Showed her all of them and like, let's buckle down and figure this test out. So we did all the problems together. She explained how she did it. Was I really invested in the process? No, I think I just wanted the outcome, to be honest. So long story short, I have all the answers. We went and covered all the questions. Solid. Boom. I'm not nervous. I'm about to ace this test. Life is going to be great. I'm going to go to NYU for film school. This is going to be great. I get to class, and there's a finesse that goes into cheating that I wasn't aware of, right? So I get into class. I had my own special seat in the back. I don't remember why. I can't remember if I was in trouble or anyway. I was in the back and sat at the long table. He hands back all of our tests. I turn into Jeff Gordon in a NASCAR, and I'm just going to town. And how's my audio? Is my audio still good? Hopefully my audio's, I just got a little notification. So let me know if my audio, my volume, just let me know how my volume is. So I get there and I just start writing down everything, not even acknowledging the fact that this guy knows I'm terrible at math. I usually get C's or less on the exams. Takes me all period to finish the test. I go in there and I knock it out like Doogie Howser, and I'm headed to medical school. I'm like, Pythagorean theory, a squared plus b squared equals done. Boom. Turned it in like 7 minutes after I got into class. And I don't remember the look on his face, but it was probably something along the lines of, okay. So I can't remember if it was the end of class or at the end of school, and he asked me to come back to school. Either way, or come back to his class. Either way, I had to go back to his class. And he looks at me. He's like, now, David, why don't you go ahead and answer this question for me right here? Okay. Why don't you? Okay. So he hands me a paper with a question on it, maybe from the test. I don't know. He's like, why don't you go ahead and answer this question for me right in front of me? And I just looked, and it was in German. Could have been, I don't know. It was geometry. So I looked, and it must have been at the end of school, because I remember telling him, I don't have, my calculator on me. I'm just not prepared for this right now. You're kind of coming at me sideways with this thing, not ready to take the exam. No. He's like, well, I actually have a calculator right here. Okay. Hands me a calculator. Well, I don't know why I thought that would get me out of it. He's in a room of calculators. And I just sit there and I was like, yeah, I'm not really going to have time to do this. I can't. He's like, I'm just going to be honest with you, Dave. Okay. I think you cheated. Okay. I'm going to call your mom and I'm going to talk to your tutor. Okay. Because this is not, okay. There's going to be some consequences. Okay. And then he said, looking at how you solve these questions, I did not teach you these formulas, okay, that you use to solve these questions. Okay. That's why I think you cheated. Okay. So yeah, it was after school because I booked it home, or I booked it to my tutor's house to tell her, hey, he's gonna call you, so you gotta. So I get there, she's like, okay, yeah, thank you. Bye bye. So she had already talked about it. I was like, oh man, what happened? So long story boring. I'm gonna wrap it up because I got other stuff to talk about. I don't know why I'm talking about this. She tells him that the reason I answered the questions the way I did is because she was a math major at the time, which I don't know how that's a thing. Majoring in math. Kudos to you. We need more math majors, obviously. I taught him the formulas that I know, and that's why he answered them in that way. So I apologized to him and blah, blah. Never got in trouble. I think I ended up getting a C- in that class. I graduated. Who cares? Anyway, that was Mr. Hickerson. That's what I think of. And so there's some useless information for you guys. Maybe that'll be a trivia question. Who was David's math teacher in 10th grade? Because Brandon Carrera obviously remembers. So anyway, so that led that was from Hamilton on Disney Plus. Uh Movie theaters are still closed, y'all. That was step 4, level 4 of the reopening of our beautiful country. Uh and there's no sports. Sports apparently are going to happen. Sports apparently are going to happen regardless of these numbers rising. Arizona, remember? Because it feels like the landscape changes daily because we'll be like, hey, Arizona's like, hey, bring your stick, bring your give us your bread. I don't know what saying I'm trying to think of. What does it say at the bottom of the Statue of Liberty? Whatever that says. So Arizona's like, hey, nobody else wants to play ball. We'll play ball. Come over here. Bring all the balls. We'll play with all the balls. And I have friends in Arizona who were saying it's getting crazy. Nobody's wearing masks. Nobody cares. Everyone's going to bars, acting like nothing's going on. This was a couple weeks ago, or maybe like a month or two ago, because I was going to Arizona State University, and 4 classes from graduating people about to get a degree up in this. Guess what class I have to take to pass? I've avoided it this entire time. I have to take a math class in order to pass. So pray for me, y'all. Pray for me to the big man upstairs. I can do math. I'm 37. I can figure this out. So he was telling me nobody was taking it seriously like a month or two ago. We were talking about it. He's like, it's crazy. Like, I got to keep my daughters inside. I don't know what's going to happen with the school district. They're talking about opening up the schools. And then what happens? Arizona is straight up outbreak central. Dustin Hoffman's over there looking for the monkey. Rene Russo's there. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in Arizona now with the yellow suit on. Donald Sutherland's telling him, you will land at Travis Air Force Base. It is crazy in Arizona right now. And that's where they were supposed to play baseball. Now they're saying baseball is going to start July 31st. We are 28 days away from baseball, and bars aren't even open right now. It is kind of chaotic that they're kind of chaotic. That's an understatement of the year. And football's supposed to be football's acting like nothing's going on. It's insane. So I don't. Do you guys think sports are going to come back? What are we looking at? Do you think there's baseball shortened their season from 162 games to 60 games? Is that baseball 60 games? I know that sounds like a lot, but in baseball terms, like you need 160. Last season, the Nationals had a losing record the first 60 games. They end up winning the World Series. So now we're truncating a season to 60 games. We're going to crown a champion, or as Rob Manfred, the commissioner, calls it, a piece of metal. He called the trophy a piece of metal at one point. So basketball's doing a tournament. Like they're doing a tournament in Orlando where everyone has to be quarantined. They're getting like they're man. And now Oakland, I don't know if you guys saw this. Let me pull this up for you guys. Apparently Oakland A's have created this idea with San Francisco Giants also have done the same idea that they're implementing. It is really fascinating because they're trying to make it as interesting as possible because to our knowledge, as of right now, there won't be any crowds watching these sports live. Like right now, Aussie rules football is going on in Australia. No audience, like no crowd. So this is what I love. Let me show you real quick with the Oakland A's and the Giants. Those are the teams so far that I know of are going to give A's fans the opportunity to buy cardboard cutouts of themselves to display at games. That's what they're going to do. Let's take a look at this. Those aren't the cardboard cutouts. I'd be really impressed if those were cardboard cutouts. I'm like, wow, those look like real people. Remember when we used to stand that close? We used to be able to stand that close. See, Oakland A's fans won't be able to watch the team in person this season because of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. But the team announced Tuesday that people can pay to have cardboard cutouts of themselves in the ballpark for games. So let's see. Fans can purchase a regular cardboard cutout for $89. You'll have your cutout at the stadium. Or for $129, a special foul ball zone cutout for $129. Here's the best part. This is what I love about it. If a foul ball hits someone's cutout at the Oakland Coliseum, the team will send the person who owns that cutout the baseball that hit it. And then the proceeds from the program, from the ticket sales, are going to go to benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund. So, what do you guys think about that? Is anyone buying cutouts? Is anyone buying cutouts? Let's see. I think it's a really interesting idea. I mean, the beauty of situations that we're in right now is imaginations are running rampant. Um, People are coming up with ideas left and right. Whether they're good, whether they're bad, they're coming up with them. So you guys let me know. What do you guys think of this cutout idea? Just let me know in the comments what you guys think. Crowd cutouts, yay or nay? Let's see. Ooh, our local celebrity. Thanks, Josh. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sid Thornton says that I am our sports. Well, we are not a very athletic nation if I am your sports. Good morning. We are 26 minutes in. This is the Morning Lew with David Lew, possibly being referred to now as the Morning Lew Show, which I think has a nice ring to it. Brought to you by Gabe Soto and the Spin Junkies over there. If you want good music, go ahead and find Gabriel Soto or the Spin Junkies. Gabe, if you're still watching, why don't you throw up like a hashtag or how people can find you, and I'll throw up the comment. But good morning. We've talked about a few things. Talked about my Trivia Hour article that came out today in the newspaper. I didn't announce the next theme after Harry Potter. Can we get a drum roll? The next theme on Trivia Hour with David Lew. Gilmore Girls. That's right, people. We are doing Gilmore Girls August 15th. I believe it's August 15th. The third Saturday of August, we are doing the Gilmore Girls. That information will be up very shortly. Today is my Trivia Hour day. I'm going to get a lot of work done today, have some coffee. I'm up. I've been up. It's crazy. I've only slept like 3 hours. So let's take a look. Josh Jacobs says, my kids are obsessed with TV shows now. They're watching The Floor is Lava, which is like a cheap version of The Forbidden Temple, and Double Dare. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that show. And I don't know how I feel about this country right now, because last time I checked, it was like the number 2 watched program on Netflix. Like, my daughter who plays that game regularly. My 5-year-old is like, this is lava, daddy. Can't touch that. Gotta climb this. Doop. My daughter watched this. She's like, Dad, this is bad. This is like that tag show that we watched, and that was bad too. But this is worse. Actually, this is the worst thing ever. Which is my favorite thing in the world. When my daughter crunches her face up, she goes, actually. She's 5. How does she know actually? Everything's actually. So, Floor of Lava. I might watch it for curiosity, maybe a half episode, but can't do The Floor is Lava. We're negative on Floor is Lava. So, crowd cutouts, yay or nay in baseball and sports in general. I don't know what football's doing. I heard football is selling tarp ads on the lower bowl. That's what that was one rumor that's been going around, that they're going to sell ad space down there. Other people are saying they're going to have iPads up so people can log in and watch from their angle. There's so many things. I don't know what's going to happen. Who does? Good morning, Joey Cadiz. Good morning. Josh says they canceled the All-Star game today. I'm assuming no seasons. They canceled the All-Star game. They canceled the Hall of Fame game also for the NFL. So if they're canceling the All-Star, I mean, are you talking about baseball? Because if baseball canceled there's only 60 games. How you gonna? I don't know. I want sports in a big bad way, though. I mean, we all do. They've taken away all of our distractions for good reason. By the way, I'm not upset. People are getting upset. They're taking away our liberties. I think they're trying to keep us alive. Call me an optimist. I've seen the conspiracy theories. Uh, I brought it up earlier. I brought it up last night, on Facebook, where it's crazy the black holes that we go down while we're online. I mean, it's crazy right now. Josh says he's a nay. Josh is like, I'm not paying to have people look at my face. They should pay me to have my likeness in the stands. You're damn right, Josh. I want your face I'll pay to have your face in the crowd. You got that jawline, man. You're symmetrical. You got that symmetry, man. You could be like a Wrangler jeans model with your face. That's a compliment. Oh, that's interesting. Erica Dudley said her church put up their photos on the seats for free when the quarantine started. She's also a nay. That's cute that they put the photos on the seats. How did they pick? And then Sid saying, heck yeah, I'm in on that one. Are you talking about the church one? Do you like the church idea of that one? But the replay of the face plants are entertaining. The replay of the face plants. I don't remember we were talking about face plants. Ah, yeah. One person's excited so far. Heather is dancing around the living room for Gilmore Girls trivia. It's going down. I have a local Gilmore Girls fan that's going to help me write the questions. She's not able to participate in the trivia due to sleeping with the host. So we don't want to. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys, thank you for letting. Yeah. The replay of the face plants are hilarious. That's what it reminds me of a red Wipeout. That's what it reminds me of. Wipeout was very funny. I had a friend who was on. I should have him come on. That'd be a fun guest. I had a friend who was on an episode of Wipeout. I believe he broke 2 ribs, his wrist, and some other stuff. But he said it was a blast, and he's still friends with some of the people he was on that show with as contestants. So, oh, Sid, you're in for Gilmore Girls. I like it. I'm excited about doing Gilmore Girls. And I'll tell you the truth. I did not like Gilmore Girls at first. I'll be honest. It's even mentioned in the article. In the article, I mentioned that Gilmore Girls is our next topic. I wasn't excited about Gilmore Girls when I first married my wife. And I just didn't like the talking was so fast. It wasn't resonating with me. And I was a WB guy back then. I watched Dawson's Creek. I watched One Tree Hill. Did I watch one? No, I didn't watch One Tree. I'd be lying. I think Dawson's Creek was the only Charmed. Did I watch? Not really. I did like Alyssa Milano on that show. I was avid supporter of Alyssa. Maybe I wasn't a big WB guy. Felicity. I think I just thought the girls were attractive. Is my problem. I was in high school when all that stuff was on. So Gilmore Girls was a little after my time. So, but I watched a little show called The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Now, that show is one of the best shows I've ever seen. It's one of the best written shows, one of the best looking shows, one of the best sounding shows. It's literally one of the best shows I've ever seen. Turns out the same majestic, brilliant mind that wrote Miss Maisel is the creator of Gilmore Girls, Amy Sherman Palladino. ASP, as she's known around our house. So once I realized that she made it, you know what? I'm going to take a deeper look into this Gilmore Girls business. And turns out, yep, I'm a fan, huge fan. So that's what we're doing next. Josh, in response to my Wranglers model suggestion, said, yeah, check out how good I look in the Wranglers with my dad gut hanging over the waistband. We need those models out there, man. We need someone representing those people. We need gut models. Maybe I'm just saying. Yeah, sorry, Miles. Since we sleep together, you can't play trivia. You can't play trivia. You can't play trivia with people you sleep with. It just doesn't make sense. Josh Jacobs is headed out. A huge happy birthday, everyone, to Josh Jacobs' wife. Wow, Josh Jacobs' wife. That was a hard one to say. Josh Jacobs' wife, Jenny Jacobs. Another alliteration. That had to be the only reason. That had to be the first reason. Oh, I didn't bring my vaporizer down here. Sad. Uh, why you married her? Because you guys double J's. Happy birthday, Jenny Jacobs, also known in some circles as Zelbwin. Uh, for those Dungeons and Dragons fans out there, we play D&D, and so Zelbwin, happy birthday! Cheers, many more to you. May this be the last one we have to spend sheltered in place / quarantined. So let's see what Sid's saying. And I'm with Josh. They should offer us something to put our faces to fill their stadiums. Without fans, there's no sports, right, guys? Without people, so they have to have some type of my bad, but I don't know. They have costs to keeping these teams running, so I don't know what they can do. They mentioned in the article. Let's go back to the article. They mentioned. Oh, that's my Facebook. They mentioned that fans who buy a cutout would actually receive 2 tickets to the A's first 2021 exhibition game at the Coliseum. So I don't know. Let's see. After completing the purchase, people will receive a confirmation email with instructions for uploading a photo for use in the cutout. So are they policing these photos? What is allowed? Are you supposed to be like posing? Are you like, hey, are you pretending to catch the ball? I don't understand what they expect. Let's see. Uploads made by this Sunday will increase the likelihood that the cutout can be installed before the A's first home game. While it won't be the same without you there, well, yeah, no, that's gonna be different. We're excited to highlight the best fans in baseball during. Well, that's true. We just don't show up like we should. So more details found here. If you guys want more information, I'll maybe throw that up later. But I'll post a link in the comment thread. Craziness. We are living in unprecedented times ish, kind of. I mean, there was a Spanish flu of 1918, which wasn't even from Spain. Miles Weber says, happy birthday to Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt's wifey. That's how it felt, what I was saying right there. So, talked about sports a little bit, the cutouts. It sounds like a lot of nays to the cardboard idea. Do you think they're going to put crowd? I've heard talks of putting audience noise, like when a guy comes up to bat. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Erica Dudley nailed it. They're going to have some type of laugh track, some type of, like, not a laugh track, obviously, but something in the same vein. And it's going to be really interesting. These are crazy times right now. So movie theaters are still closed. That was my point. And they're taking, all our just, and I think that's what makes the pandemic even worse is all our distractions. That's why, honestly, at any other time, if the Tiger King was released, I don't think it would have been as big a deal. But we were right in the middle of the shutdown. People were at home. People had time on their hands, and it was a perfect storm for that shit show to. Oh, excuse me. For that, whatever that was, whatever the Tiger. Well, I don't know how to describe the Tiger King, but it was a perfect time for it to come out, and it was huge. And then it went just like that. Now they're gone. Someone posted a few days ago that if you send anything to Joe Exotic in jail, he's in prison. Anything you send something to him, he'll sign it and send it back to you. Someone made a oh, the internet has no chill. Can we agree that the internet is the best and worst thing to happen to society? I just don't know. Someone made a baseball card of Joe Exotic, and he signed it. He signed it. He signed I don't know if I can find the autograph. the autographed version of it, but I'm gonna pull up the card so you guys can see the actual card. Look at this. Hilarious. Here it is. Joe Exotic Tiger. Look who he's played for. They put him on the Detroit Tigers. Hilarious. Brilliant. These people are hilarious. That's about $6.94 more than I would pay for that. But the fact that it exists is pretty. They put this dude in a jersey. Look at that hat. It's he looks like a closer from like late 70s, except for that eyebrow piercing. Hilarious. He played for the Tigers. Oh. Apparently, he autographed one card and sent it back and said, "I've never played baseball in my life." Joe Exotic. Let's see. She disagrees. Okay. She disagrees with my view of Tiger King, and it's okay to disagree on things. That's fine. That's fine. We love disagreements. I disagree that was gold. It was gold. While we were watching it, I was hooked. Like, I was sitting there singing, "And a tiger, Saul man." Like, just train wreck that I watched over and over. But I love crazy documentaries like that anyway. Have you ever watched Fred Armisen's fake doc? Oh, yeah. That show is called oh man, Documentary Now. Is that the name of it? Let's see. Fred Armisen trivia. Yeah, it's with Bill Hader. I've seen it. It's I want to say it's called Documentary Now. It is. Yeah, Documentary Now. So that show's really funny. It's especially funny if you see if you've seen the original documentaries. Hey, wow. Miles says Joe Exotic looks like he'd favor a submarine pitch style. I like so many levels. Although he's way better at catching. I wish I remembered his husband's name right now. The only name I can remember is Travis Maldonado, and that was just the saddest part of that whole documentary. Poor kid. Meth is a hell of a drug. Yeah, right. So you have to go back and watch the original documentaries. That's the only reason I didn't binge watch is because I didn't catch all the references. So I watched an episode and I didn't get what they were referencing. So I feel like the nuanced jokes I was missing out on. So I didn't keep watching it. But I would like to watch. There was one that really got me that was hilarious. It was a documentary I had seen previously, and I can't remember which one it was. But Documentary Now is hilarious. So we all agree, nay to the cardboard cutouts. We'll see how it works. July 31st, we're only 28 days away. And we're also 28 days away, I believe, from training camps for football, which is nuts. So anyway, back to being a film nerd. So movie theaters are closed, so we have to stream everything. They've started doing the streaming thing they started with Trolls World Tour, which was a huge hit. And then we rented Trolls because it was only option to rent at the time for $20, which is a brilliant idea. You paid $20 now to rent a movie that we would have paid to see in theaters. That would have been. I'm a 40, not a 40x guy. I've only done 40x once, but I'm definitely like an IMAX guy. I like the Dolby Cinema, so it's like if I go to San Francisco to go watch a movie, it's $23.95 for a ticket, and it's me, my wife, and my 5-year-old. So that adds up. So we just paid $20 for me, my in-laws, and we all watched Trolls together. We saved a bunch of money, and we had a great time, and we only rented it. It was fine. Does that mean the end of movie theaters? Are they going to start doing this now? We're slowly phasing out movie theaters. What do you guys think? Is the time of movie theaters gone? What do you? Welcome to the Morning Lew show. This is what we're talking about. We're here at the 10 o'clock hour, and we are talking movie theaters right now. Movie theaters are closed. Drive-ins are still open apparently in some areas. Not all drive-ins, but some are open. Garth Brooks just did a live concert stream to drive-ins specifically. That was a huge success. I saw it all over Twitter, places I'd never heard of, just packed with cars, everyone social distancing, uh, and having a blast. And so I think that's going to be more common. I've been watching like live stream concerts. I paid for Newfound Glory did a live stream of their they did 40 songs, and it was a full-on concert uh on their end as far as a full-on performance. There was nobody in the crowd. So for them to have that type of energy in front of no one, that must have been difficult. It was great. It was I think I paid $20 for that live stream. Tomorrow, my favorite K-pop group, Dreamcatcher, is doing a show. That one was $15, I think, and it's a full concert. So, but is it the end of concerts now? Are we done with these live events where I see footage of an old concert and people are crowd surfing, and I'm just like, oh, oh, what kind of, oh, what are they passing to each other? Oh, the bacteria. Oh. Like you look at stuff differently now. Like I can't even watch. I watched an old episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and the audience response threw me off. I had forgotten that crowds were there to respond. I've been watching his latest episodes, and it's silence after he tells jokes. The Tonight Show, homie is just doing it with like his wife is holding the camera. Jimmy Fallon's wife's holding the camera while they do the Tonight Show. His kids interrupt. He's reading the monologue jokes to his wife, and he talked about how hard it is to do monologue jokes when no one's laughing. Uh, so he doesn't know if the joke works or not. What I do love though is when you do watch the Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show, is when he does a joke. Either he riffs and improvises something that's really funny, or the monologue joke is just itself funny. Is the camera will move because his wife's laughing and she's trying not to laugh. So you see the camera move, and that's just a nice little, that's a nice little. So they're still getting people to tune in. Like, are we getting rid of like? Are they going to work from home from now on? Like, it's working. People are tuning in. They're getting viewers on YouTube. All this is about to change. Like, after, I don't even know what after means. Like, are we in the new normal now? Like, it's chaos. So chaos. I digress. What were we talking about? Movies. So, oh man. Erica Dudley, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like Trivia Hour on Facebook. Also, or text trivia to 42828. Log in, get some Trivia Hour on. Remember, next one's Gilmore Girls. I'll announce the rest later on. It's gonna be. I'm very excited to announce the rest of the themes. So, not drive-ins. Drive-ins are not open. Yes, in California. No, or just not driving. You're like not drive-ins. Like you're not doing that. The Hunt. That was another movie we saw VOD. We paid $20 for. One probably this year, arguably easily top 5 movie for me this year, easily, because I've seen 3 movies so far. How are they going to do the Oscars next year? Whoa, so many questions. So The Hunt was amazing. If you guys haven't seen The Hunt, let me see if I can see if I can show you guys a trailer. Let me know if you guys get the audio. I'm going to try to pull up the Hunt trailer right now, and then this thing will get hit with a copyright for showing the trailer. I'm gonna tell you guys how I feel about the trailer. I thought the trailer did not do the movie service. This is one of those movies where you should just watch it. Um, I'm saying that and I'm about to show you the trailer. If you don't want to see the trailer, come back in a minute and 31 seconds, and let's see if I can show you guys. Let me know if you can get the sound going. Were you guys able to hear the audio on that? If you guys are able to hear the audio, then I will keep playing it for sure. But if you guys can't hear the audio, then I'll skip on that altogether. But one of the better movies that I've seen this year, easily, was The Hunt. The Hunt was hilarious. It was insightful. It was violent. Woo! Woo, the violence. Let's see. I'm just gonna play the trailer and see what you guys see how that works out. I hope you guys just got the audio. It wasn't just me talking, just me staring at the screen. The Hunt, I cannot recommend it more. I feel like you guys should watch The Hunt. Let me know if the audio was good, if you guys can see that, because then I can show you some other stuff. They moved. I don't know if we have any Christopher Nolan fans coming in and out of the our chat. I know right now I think we have 3-4 viewers coming in. Usually it's an up and down. We've had 15, 20, 30 viewers at the same time, but everyone tunes in at their own time. Not worried about that, and I'm not paying for viewers. Let's be honest. We're not going to do that. That's not what we do. I build my audience, right? And I let them go down all the way down to nothing. Christopher Nolan moved his. He was very stubborn. Kept it. I think July 3rd. I think today was the original release date for Tenet, and they pushed it back by a week. Then they made another announcement, pushed it back another week, pushed it back another week. Now, as of right now, I believe Tenet is not scheduled to come out until August. Let's double check that because I don't want to be wrong. Don't like being wrong. Not a fan of wrong. So Tenet, let's see, Tenet release date. Let's check it out. So the release date for Tenet as of right now, July 3rd, 10 in the morning. We are looking at a release date of August 12th, 2020. Apparently, what they're going to do ahead of time, who knows? It's news changes every day. But they said what they're going to do is re-release Inception for the 10-year anniversary. It's been 10 years since Inception came out. 10 years. I still remember walking out of that theater, the midnight showing, and everyone yelling, "This did it fall? Did it fall or did it stay up? Did it fall or did it stay up? You tell me." I remember that. So they're doing that, and then they're gonna show Tenet. Apparently, August 12th, they feel like we're gonna be back with these coronavirus, with these cases on the rise. Hospital beds are filling up. Like I get my news. My source for corona numbers or COVID-19 numbers are from a family member who works within the medical field, and they're a part of the community that gives out this information. They collect the information, and these are internal numbers, and then they share it with everyone. So I feel like I have a good idea of what is happening, and I keep it local because that's what affects me most. And there's been a huge spike in coronavirus cases within the county that I live in, within the cities that I live in, and hospital beds are filling up. So I've read articles where people are like, they're inflating the numbers. They're false positives. There's false. People are. Someone will test positive, and then they'll. Who knows what they're doing? They're tricking them by saying, "Did you have COVID in a dream that you had? Oh, you dreamt that you had COVID. Well, guess what? We're going to add you to the cases." Let's talk about hospital beds, ventilators, all that stuff. It's getting nuts. Speaking of ventilators, Mulan also had its release date changed. If you guys don't know, they're making a live action Mulan. Let me know in the comments if you are able to see and hear. I know you're able to see, but let me know if you're able to hear these trailers that I'm playing. So Mulan is still listed as March 27th, 2020. Oh, that's interesting. For those of you that didn't see that. March 27th, 2020. So they haven't even changed the release date on Mulan. That's very interesting. I thought they had changed the date. So right here, according to Deadline, Disney Mulan moving off of July 24th. So July 24th was the new release date, but now they're also thinking of that. See, first line, while Disney insiders remain optimistic, it would not be a shocker if the studio moves Mulan, the first big event movie after exhibition's COVID-19 shutdown, off its current date of July 24th. There are just too many gloomy signs out there now. Listen to this journalism. Gloomy signs. $200 million they spent on the new Mulan. They created a Super Bowl ad. They were ready for this movie to come out, and now they're gonna have to spend more money. Look at this. More back. California, Texas, Florida all set records for the number of new COVID cases in one day. Nationwide, there were 34,000 new cases on Tuesday, the third highest number of new cases reported in one day since the beginning. And this is according to Johns Hopkins. I have a friend who works at Johns Hopkins. She has her PhD in cognitive neuroscience. I trust them. I think that's a valid group of people. California Governor Gavin Newsom said that the state saw 7,100 new COVID infections, a jump of 2,000 in the past 24 hours. Newsom says we cannot continue to do what we have done over the past week. Some people just let down their guard. I'm not naive, said Newsom. People are mixing. We are spreading the virus. It is our behaviors that are leading to these numbers. Well, shit. How do you guys feel about that? That's interesting. So I hear a lot of people say they don't like Gavin Newsom. The people that don't like Gavin are very vocal. The people that do like him, I haven't heard from. I feel like he won, so at least half the people voted for this dude to be governor. I'm gonna look into his policies, see why people hate him so much. A lot of people blame him for how San Francisco is right now, which can be taken in a multitude of ways. It is the hub of all things technology, San Francisco, the Silicon Valley. So do we put that on him? Like, hey, we are the hub of all things that are moving this planet forward. But we also have a horrendous homeless problem. So the have and have nots, right? Everywhere. That's pretty much it. I think we covered everything. I wanted to talk a little more about politics, but I think I'm gonna talk with someone else on that and just kind of have them on the stream, and we'll go from there. But thank you guys for tuning in to trivia. Thank you guys for watching the Morning Lew with David Liu. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm gonna wrap this up. Any last comments? This is my current feeling right now. This is how I'm feeling right now. The world is crazy right now. But once we come back and we're better than ever, man, I cannot wait, because once we come back, my feelings are going to be a lot more in line with Professor McGonagall. I'm very excited. So that's that. I'm going to cut this. We're going to wrap up. It's been exactly an hour. We got 30 seconds until we hit an hour. What I'm going to talk about on Monday with Ryan Storrs, who is a local genius friend of mine that I love just talking politics with, and we disagree on things, but he's so smart, and so we get along really well, and we have a good dialogue. What we're going to talk about is the hashtag Unity 2020 idea, which was presented by Brett Weinstein, originally on the Joe Rogan podcast. Now it's getting mainstream attention. He has this great idea about just changing the narrative and changing how we run this country, and how we just cannot have one man running this country anymore. And yes, there's several there's several branches of the government, and it's not a dictatorship. However, the presidency is, he's up there, right? The president's like, he's the marker for what our country represents. So Brett Weinstein has brought up the idea of having two people run the country, and he laid it out, and it's called the Articles of Unity, and it's a really, really, really fascinating concept of taking two people, one left, just slight left of center, slight right. So basically, a Democrat and a Republican in theory. I think we need to just not refer to them as those things. We need to change everything. But Brett Weinstein has suggested that we, let's see. Traditional media has lost its power. Our plan is supported. Let's see. It won't be a spoiler. What is it? So this is what his idea is, and I'll end on this. We'll talk about it later in more detail. We, the people, draft two candidates, one from the center left, one from the center right. Once elected, they agree to govern as a team. So right off the bat, there's two people in charge instead of just one. So I think that's a really interesting concept, and one from one side of the political spectrum, one from the other side of the political spectrum. All decisions and appointments will be made jointly in the interest of the American public. Only when they cannot reach an agreement or when a decision does not allow for consultation does the president decide independently. A coin flip will determine which candidate runs at the top of the ticket. There's some things I don't like about this. I don't know how I feel about this idea of a coin flip. Candidates must meet these three criteria. They must be patriotic. They must be highly capable, and they must be courageous. After 4 years in office, the order reverses for the next election. This continues until the American public chooses an alternative administration or one of the members of the team cannot run for re-election, at which point a new patriot would replace them. The unity ticket, and I'll end it right here on this last sentence. The unity ticket represents our shared values and visions for the future. Cooperation and necessary compromise pave the path to a functioning and productive government that serves all citizens. What a concept. A government that serves all citizens. I love the idea. I think it's interesting. So if you want more info on that, I'm going to post the link to the article in the comments also, and then you guys can check it out there. I think it's a great idea. I think it's at least open for dialogue. And if there is ever a time to have someone come in and shake things up, it is now. Like now is the craziest time we've ever experienced in modern era, and a government shift could be the thing. It sounds crazy when you say it to anyone. You're like tinfoil. Like, we need to change the government. It's like, okay, calm down, bro. Calm down. Let's talk. But we need a functioning government, and neither side is offering that, and we all see it. So, which is why I was a Yang Gang. That's why I'm still voting Andrew. I voted for Andrew Yang in the primary. I'm voting for Biden I'm voting for Biden in November. I mean, there's nothing to do about that unless this Unity 2020 ticket with Andrew Yang and Admiral McRaven, I believe his name is. If that starts grabbing some momentum, which it has, Brett Weinstein has covered this topic on several news shows already. He's been on Rising, he's been on Fox News, he's been on CNN. However you feel about those are the mainstream news sources as of right now, and people are listening. People are loving the idea. People like reasoning. People like logic. People want someone who has facts. I don't know how we end up with these candidates at the end. I have a feeling that why we end up, because the people who vote tend to be older, tend to be more involved, are the older generation. We keep saying that the youth are going to come out and vote. The youth are going to come out and vote. They're the political white whale, is the youth vote, but they never do. The youth never vote. I think they have a 2% turnout for the last, was it 2%? For the last election, which is crazy. So, but they're the most vocal leading up to the election. These are the ones that are making the most noise. We need to change. We need to change. We need to change. And we had an opportunity for change. We had Andrew Yang running for Democratic candidate as president, and he was getting all these obstacles placed in his way. Like, the mainstream media was ignoring him, but he had reason. He had facts. He had logic. He had. Oh, what's up, dog? Hey, I'm wrapping up. Are you staying? Are you going to be here for a minute? Okay, I'm wrapping up. Hi, Yang Gang. Hi, Yang Gang. And so we had someone with facts, with solutions. We had someone who's willing to think outside the box and listen to other people with solutions. And he just had obstacles that no other candidate with his solutions had. No one had to face what he had. People were misnaming him. People were putting the wrong pictures of him on CNN, on MSNBC, on these news sites, these news channels that are credible, would put the wrong person. And imagine if they put Mel Brooks instead of Bernie Sanders. That's basically what they did. They put Mel Brooks photo where they're like a nominee, Bernie Sanders. They dismissed him wholeheartedly because he wasn't part of the establishment. And that's the thing. The establishment is broken. We have a foundational issue that we need to rectify. And I should have started with this because I had more viewers back then, but who knows who's going to hear me. So for those of you that want it, bam, Andrew Yang, here it is, $1,000. Here's my beautiful daughter, Sydney. We're going to enjoy the rest of our morning. I hope you guys have a wonderful morning. David Lew is out. Sydney, do you want anything to say?
Andrew Yang worked very hard.
Andrew Yang does work very hard, and he's going to work hard for us. Hopefully, the Unity 2020 ticket comes into play. Yang McRaven, who knows? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. That was my daughter, Sydney. And that's it. We're going to call it a wrap. We ended on Andrew Yang, hashtag Yang Gang, hashtag Unity 2020. We'll see what happens. And all of a sudden, I just bumped up in viewers. So cheerio, everyone. Have a wonderful day. You want to wrap it up?
Bye.
Bye.